The following live stream has been approved for restricted audiences only. It will definitely contain strong language and maybe some adult themes. Almost certainly. Viewer inebriation is advised.
Living in the United States, we generally describe ourselves as a free people. We live in a free society, our Constitution is meant to enshrine our inalienable rights, and our national anthem describes our star-spangled banner waving over the land of the free. But how free are we when we can't even choose the food we consume? Oh, sure, go to a store, it looks like you have a lot of choice. But if you emigrated from Scotland, you can't have haggis the way Gran made it. Did you know that Kinder Egg Surprise is outlawed in the U.S.? You want raw milk? Meat that isn't full of hormones and antibiotics? Well, you need to raise the cattle yourself then. Oh, wait, they even want to take that right away from you. This is going to be a spicy one, so buckle up, cowpokes. Top off your glasses and let's do this. Canarble Wagon, now!
Last Call is streamed before a live audience.
You know that I'm hot when I'm already raising my voice and ranting in the opening monologue. Well, while this is not a sponsored stream per se, I do want to thank Lady V Elements for buying my drink tonight. Very, very generous contribution. So you could probably tell by the bottle over my shoulder. Again, not a sponsored stream, but I will be drinking.
Fireball.
Fireball.
That's great. So you take a tennis ball, a bowl, and lighter.
Fireball.
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 Guys, hey, how about we settle this over a friendly game of Fireball?
Fireball.
Ultimate Fireball.
So she didn't request a specific song, so I'm figuring I will probably spare her that tonight. But she did accompany the contribution, again, very generous contribution. Thank you, Lady V Elements, with the request shots, shots, shots. So I've got 3 poured. We'll see how far I go tonight. But we will start with the first one. Again, like I said, this is going to be a very spicy stream, so Fireball seemed appropriate. So, salute. Ooh, wow. Okay, that's one. I'm not going to do them all right now. I'm going to spread it out a little bit. But let's say hi to the chat real quick, because you are the guys that make all of this happen. I'm going to start out with PJ of Orville Nation. I don't know if he's still here. I know that it's like, I don't know, it's like 3 a.m. where he's at. So, you know, he's got to be in bed before the sun comes up, you know, or he'll like turn to dust or something like that. I think that's how it works. And Gorilla Random Thoughts. Hey, swingers. Hey, swinging to say, hey, but I'm still 50 miles from my destination, and I'm starting to run into this thing people call traffic. So, only gonna lurk. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And I'm guessing you're probably doing voice to text. I hope that's what you're doing. You know, keep your eyes on the road, even if it is stop and go. Well, actually, especially because it's stop and go, because, you know, that actually is easier to have a fender bender in situations like that. Have a great stream, my friends. Wishing everyone a great weekend. Thank you so much, Big Al of Big Al Presents. He's got a couple of reviews up this week. Obviously, you should check those out. Deleted Scenes is here. Salute, my friend. Hail the chat, and like, share, subscribe. Hail to myself and Netter and Age Boomer, who I'll be bringing in shortly. Speaking of which, well, I guess this is as good a time as any. I love you too, Netter. I'm going to bring you in right now and say hello, my dear. I love you so much. And what are you sipping on?
Je t'aime, mon amour.
That's French.
Oh, I could say ti amo.
That's Italian. Well, I guess, Yeah, ti amo is
Ti amo
Italian.
is
Te
Italian.
amo would be Spanish.
I know my love.
What you sipping on, sweetie?
I am sipping on a Malibu rum and pineapple juice. So that's my drink for tonight.
High octane tonight for her. You can kind of hear it in her voice already. She's kind of got that low, sultry thing going on.
I always sound like this.
Well, the alcohol kind of smooths out the edges sometimes.
Hey, does OnlyFans have a thing where it's just your voice? Because I could probably just do this.
You know, I know there's a lot of ASMR artists that, you probably could. You probably could. Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube. Welcome, Connie Cleary. Thank you so much for being here. Keely Chow. Hey, everybody. Good morning from Hong Kong. I did not realize you were in Hong Kong. Well, good morning, my friend. Good morning. For you, this show is First Call, right? Let's see here. David Pensek, good evening. And to me and everyone here in the chat, thank you so much, my friend. I'm thinking this is a name I haven't seen before, or maybe you've come in later when I'm, drunk and don't remember. But Christian Demore's Vinyl Revival. Welcome. That sounds like a channel I am going to want to check out. Let me back up and see if I can find you in the YouTube chat so I can subscribe to your channel, because just that name alone sounds like something I would be interested in.
I'm pretty sure you're already subbed, honey. He's been a friend of the channel before.
See, this is what alcohol does to you. Be careful. Drink responsibly, my friends. Let's see. Who else do we have here tonight? Age of Boomer. Let's bring that old fart in here. Welcome, my friend, and what are you sipping on?
I got an unsweet iced tea, which I assume doesn't have corn syrup in it, but you never know here in these United States.
You know what? I'm glad you met. You see, you and me, we're on the same wavelength. We'll be getting into some of that, absolutely. Thanks so much for being here, my friend. And be careful what you consume. That's going to become a recurring theme as we go through the night. PJ saying hi to everybody. Jesse Guajardo, hello there. Let's see. Bear with me. Orville. My buddy Mark Malnikoff. Chapla, my friend. My brother in Klingon Ridges. Food control is like gun control. Come and take it. Well, yeah, we will absolutely be talking about that. You heard, I don't know if you were here early enough to hear my opening, but the land of the free, how free are we really? We're gonna get into it. This is why I'm saying it's gonna be a spicy stream tonight. Good job, Lady V. Absolutely. I haven't seen Lady V yet. Is she here? Guys, let me know.
I haven't seen her yet.
Geek Flag with Nate Knows. Nate, good to see you, my friend. You are awesome. Matt Anui, always a pleasure. I super appreciate you being here. You are good people. Matt Anui, if you don't mind telling me in the chat, what time zone are you in? Because I know that you have to duck out early. And I get that. I called it last call because I knew it was going to be late for some people. Myself included, but I'm just wondering, just curious. That's fine. You guys all know you can always catch up Memorex, the next day. Pacific 414, friend of the channel, oftentimes guest. Thanks so much for being here. You are absolutely good people. PJ says, hope you guys are well. There's network. Yes, thank you so much, my friend. We are doing very, very well. And of course my blue wrench is dropping links for each other and saying hi to each other. I always appreciate that. This is interesting. I think this is the first stream, maybe it's the first stream I'm noticing it, But it looks like StreamYards is now showing us the blue wrenches in our chat. That's an improvement. That's nice. Leia Rose, so appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Saying hi to my wife. That's always encouraging to me too. Okay, people. 15 watching, but Troy has 10 likes. Troy has 10 likes, and 2 of those are himself. Just saying. That's me. That's me and the Klingon cleric.
Carton.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I don't usually use the Klingon cleric to like my own videos, but today somebody subscribed to the Klingon cleric, so it caused me to go over there and see what was going on. So as long as I was there, I just liked my stream.
I have to say something. Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, so hi, Mark. You know what? I've been talking about starting on Mondays, not this Monday, but Mondays eventually in the future, starting to do watch parties about movies that are relevant to, something we're talking about on Geeky Geezers or on Friday or whatever. And I think The Room might actually end up having to be one.
The Room?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my goodness. I've seen it.
Just for that.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Oh,
it's unpleasant.
That's the impression that I get. Absolutely. But I gotta watch it eventually, and that's kind of the secondary reason for Monday night at the movies. I want to watch a movie. You can all sit and hang out with me and watch that movie.
Should it be everybody's worst movie they've ever seen to rewatch? I don't know. No, I don't know.
We could, and we could turn this into a Mystery Science Theater 3.
Oh man, I don't know.
Disney Sheepherder, thank you so much for being here. You are a dear friend of the family, and a member of the staff here. So thank you for being here. All of you guys with the little blue wrenches are members of the staff. So make sure you tip your waiters and waitresses. But if you do, make sure you help them up again. Lady V, I know you're not here yet. I'm hoping you will watch on the rerun. I'm going to take my second shot. I noticed I was sipping, and I think that's against the rules. I think you got to shoot it down. So.
And I might have said hello to a couple of you twice because there's so many people in the chat. I don't want to miss anybody.
Yeah. I'd rather say hi to you multiple times than miss anybody. If I missed anyone, please say hi again in the chat. That's okay. Just hello. This is one of the great things about having a smaller channel. I get to see all of y'all. When you're on the bigger channels, Midnight's Edge and all that, they miss a lot of the comments, and you expect that when there's 200, 1,000 people watching, whatever. The comments are going by so fast, especially with alcohol. You can't keep up with all that. Here we go. Salute.
Well, honey, Geek Flag Grenade is blowing me kisses in this chat.
Honestly, I don't blame them. I think they should all be blowing you kisses, men and women alike. Absolutely.
Don't forget David Pensek.
Wow, I thought I said hi to David earlier, but
I don't know.
But if you want another hi, or if I missed you before, hi, absolutely.
And Sir Torn Clegane, have you gotten him?
No, because he just got here. Welcome, Sir Torn. Glad to see you, my friend. Okay, let's get into the topic tonight. I'm going to count on y'all to, especially Netter and Boomer, my bouncer and my designated driver. Keep an eye on the chat. Let me know if anyone new comes in so I don't miss anybody. You guys, maybe this is the alcohol talk. No, it's not the alcohol talking. I do this all the time. You guys are really important to me, and I super appreciate you, and I really don't want anyone to feel slighted. I want you all to feel
slighted.
Yeah, that's because you're a bozo. Well, yeah.
Look at me. What am I on? I'm on a John Deere because I know about freshness and how we don't have it here.
There's a song. I don't normally sing country songs on here. I'm more of a Dean Martin kind of guy. We'll have a Dean Martin song coming up next week, by the way. Just a little bit of a teaser. But John Deere Green. If anyone wants me to sing John Deere Green for Aged Boomer, The link is right there up at the top if you want to buy me a drink and request John Deere Green.
Sweetie, I give you my paycheck every other week, so you can say it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Her entire check is mine, therefore she can.
Plus, I guess. Plus, I got you a drink the other week, didn't I? So I guess you owe me a song, right? You wanted to. You don't have to do it now, but
that's a good point. Well, no, I'm not ready because I don't have the music.
Maybe next time round.
And I'm a little too schnockered to go through the effort right now. But I will. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I had another song lined up for someone who bought me a drink, but you did buy me a drink first and hadn't specified.
Well, I could take a rain check if you're ready to go next week.
No. You've waited long enough. I think next week. Okay. Next week, that also gives me a little longer to prepare the song. Okay. Because I really want to do a good job on the one that was requested.
All right.
Yeah, Netter's already starting. She loves that song. So I'll do it for both of you guys. Yes. Oh, Disney Sheepherder, this is why I love you so much. You are awesome. Joe Diffie. Yeah. People don't realize this. I'm a big, I love 80s music, pop music, rock. But my heart is really with, the crooners, the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra and whatnot. But, I went through a huge country phase in my college days. That was my breaking out. And, Netter and I that's when Netter and I met. So there was a lot of country. In fact, she worked for a company that published, do you remember the name of that magazine, Country Music Today or something like that?
I think that's what it was called.
Living, sweetie.
Pardon me?
There's Country Living.
Country Living. I'm sorry. Because so Confederate Railroad did a concert here in Chicago, and her magazine was giving out 2 tickets to all the employees to go to this concert. Confederate Railroad was actually the first concert I ever went to.
Yep.
Believe it or not. Because of Netter. Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, just whatever.
My first concert, I was 16, and although the fellow I went with had no clue who this person was, it was just kind of like, yeah, I got these tickets so we can go. He didn't understand why I was so jazzed, because at the time, and I'm kind of showing my age here, we got to see Bobby Vinton.
When Netter told me this story, we were dating when she told me this story. Normally it's probably not a good idea to talk about other people you dated when you're dating someone else, but to hear that she was into Bobby Vinton, I was like, this is my kind of girl.
The Polish Prince.
Absolutely.
I grew up with him, so you can blame my mother for that.
Lady V, where are you tonight? I am schnockered because of you. And this is why I'm so mellow going into a subject that's really, really going to set me off.
Yeah, where's my stalker?
But your stalker was very generous buying me a drink. So, I'm going to say to you and to Deleted Scenes, yeah, she may stalk you, but she buys me drinks. That's the way to my heart, let me tell you. No, y'all are good people. Thanks so much for making all of this work. Okay, guys. So, Boomer, I am going to mute you briefly.
That's fine.
Because I want to share something, and I don't think it reverberates with my mic, but I think it will with yours.
It's okay. Mute me. You're gonna mute me when it's done. It's fine.
Just bear with us until this video is over. Hold on. This is how I wanted to start the topic. So, just mute you. Hold on. Add. Let's go bigify this and play.
Food prices are skyrocketing around the world. And if you listen to world leaders, they'll tell you it's due to climate change.
Climate change is the biggest threat for the human beings.
And their solution might surprise you.
There are 1,900 edible insect species on the planet.
The European Commission has officially declared mealworms to be food.
Yes, this is future food.
The people in charge have determined that by switching our diets to crickets, ants, and mealworms, we'll be able to stop temperatures from rising, lower the price of food, and possibly to even save the planet.
It's never about innovation. It's always about getting rid of farmers.
Agenda 21 was meant to be the agenda for the 21st century. Some of the goals sound nice. Ending hunger. Who could possibly be against ending hunger? It requires total power from the state.
I think it's a scam. A lot of this came about in the early 70s, the Clean Water Act, Clean Air Act, which were good things, but it's been abused from what the original intent is.
No, maybe not this one.
Farm anymore. No, there's also not a farm anymore.
So all these people shut down because of the government policies?
Yeah.
I'm the 6th generation of farmer.
Yeah, I'm the 4th generation.
How many years have they owned this plot of land?
40 years.
I think we're the last generation.
They're shutting down the small and middle-sized family-run farms.
We either own property or we are property.
I don't think we can trust the government anymore because they want the land.
And our founding fathers understood that the land would be distributed among the people so they could always control their government.
Right now, things have tripled as far as costs. I think you're going to see across the board higher food prices.
Has anybody been held accountable for screwing up? No.
As every communist tyrant of the last 100 years has understood, if you control the food, you control the people.
Everything is falling apart. There is a shortage of food.
We're heading for a world food crisis, as we hear all the time.
Do you see any hope for the situation?
Yeah, we have to continue fighting for it. No farmers, no food. They will know it.
Again, this is not a sponsored stream. That is a documentary by Epoch Times. If you are interested, by all means, feel free to go to that website. Link in the description, by the way, if you are interested. But that is a bit of a primer for what we're going to talk about tonight. This is a big deal, and that woman saying, if you don't own property, you are property. That's kind of how it feels. And as we talk about, I real quick, I want to shout out Mark Melnikoff again. I hope he's still here. I hope he's listening. He drew the comparison between food autonomy and the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Something to keep in mind as we get into this. Think about what freedom means and what our founding fathers, again, this is from a U.S. point of view. We're in the U.S. We're talking about U.S. law. I'm sure a lot of this philosophically will translate to other countries, but I am speaking, when I speak legally, I'm speaking from a United States perspective. In the Constitution, it enshrines certain laws, not because it's giving us those rights. It is telling government these rights already exist a priori. Before the government even comes into existence, these rights belong to the people before the government even forms. You don't have a right to touch them, right? Shall not be infringed. The government doesn't have a right to touch these rights. And the maximum freedom was intended by our founding fathers. There were certain things that they never even thought they would have to enumerate. It was just assumed that if you're a farmer, you have the right to farm your own food, feed your family, you give it to people. This whole idea that the government could take control of that, something as basic as food, what you put in your bodies. Oh, yeah. Mark says, I'm here because of the title. He knew what my topic was going to be. That's why he's here. If this country goes through another I'm sure you meant civil war, I won't be left or right. I will be the people against the government, all of the government. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. This is not a right and left thing. This is this is, I'm going to say, populism versus socialism is what it's become. That's what it's really becoming. But no, I mean,
is there a single person in the world today that lives on a diet of bugs, insects? Does this even exist? They keep pushing the insects. Who
yes,
does?
they do. You know who does? Third world countries that are starving to death and digging for grubs in the ground. That's who's assisting.
I'm even thinking in medieval times, meat was not exactly, especially for the peasantry, it was rather scarce. They didn't subsist on bugs, though. At least not as far as I ever heard.
Well, it's this is funny. Bear Grylls, yeah. No, you're right, Jesse. But what is that? That's not because he has to. That's because he's going for the gross out effect on his show, right? Personal rights held by an individual which are not bestowed by law, custom, or belief, and which cannot be taken or given away or transferred to another person are referred to as inalienable rights. That's true. I'm sorry. Thank you very much, Disney Sheepherder, for saying that, because that's one of those phrases I know the meaning of. I assume that when I use that phrase, people do, but I shouldn't. What happens when you assume? You make an ass out of you and me, right? So there you go. Absolutely. And you know what? Here's the other thing about eating the bugs. It's funny because I see them going through, these various bugs they consider to be, edible, and it's like, you know what? This may shock people. Even Netter. I don't think even Netter knows this about me. I've eaten mealworms before.
What?
In the Boy Scouts or something, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't in the Boy Scouts. It was in a science class. They were trying to push this idea that bugs are edible way back in the 80s, early 80s. Yeah, this is not something new. And I get it. It's a source of protein, and absolutely. You know what one of the problems with that is? And this comes to another thing. This whole idea of government deciding one size fits all. We saw it with the jabs. We saw it with everything else. This whole idea of mandating everyone must do this thing because we mandate it, because government says, completely ignoring the fact that there are people with individual medical situations, right? One of the things that we all said during the jabs was, wait a minute, if you're immunosuppressed, you should not be taking any jabs of any kind. These inoculations could kill somebody who has no immune system. Doesn't matter. You can't work, you can't go out, you can't do nothing if you don't get this jab. Okay, so I die.
It's the jab or your job. That was the thing they said.
That's exactly what it was.
I believe, was that someone from the administration that said that, I believe? Was that coming out? I believe that exact terminology.
If it wasn't coming out directly from, it was coming out from state governments. Yes. Yeah. I don't know if it was coming out at the federal level, but absolutely. You had everybody, the hens on The View, all the nighttime chat show hosts were pushing this. You had to, and you have a lot of companies out there. Tyson Chicken, for example, saying if you don't get the jab, you're fired. Well, they're all tied up in court right now. A lot of those court cases have already come back. They got to pay all those people back wages.
Weren't they trying to put bugs in the meal for the chickens over at Tyson's? Didn't I hear something about that?
I would not be surprised. But that brings me to my other side of this whole thing. You know what? First, I'm feeling fuzzy right now because 2 shots. I'm about to have a third in a little bit, but I did want to clarify what I said in my opening monologue. I didn't want to just leave it the way it was. Kinder Surprise is not available in the United States as the FDA has taken the position that a specific regulation relating to non-nutritive objects embedded in foodstuff make Kinder Surprise not suitable for sale and distribution in the U.S., according to the 1938 Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act.
Okay.
Consumable items are banned if it, in quotes, has partially or completely embedded therein any non-nutritive object. Essentially, Kinder Surprise eggs are banned in America because they pose a choking risk to consumers. The plastic toy inside it is seen as non-essential to the item. Thereby, for example, a Tootsie Roll sucker stick gets a pass because it's needed for its functionality. Those of you that are outside of the United States, you probably know about Kinder Surprise, especially if you're in the UK or Canada. But if you're in the United States, you may not even know what Kinder Surprise is. Look it up. It's basically a hollow egg, and inside that hollow egg is a little toy, little plastic. It's the same basic concept as a Cracker Jack.
Okay.
And I guess the reason that, America has to protect the citizens against these choking hazards is because we're too fucking stupid to know not to eat the plastic toy inside the chocolate egg. Whereas everyone else in the friggin' world knows what they're doing. I think that's Darwin at work, to be honest with you, but that's just me. Go ahead. What were you going to say about that? Well, you know what? We are a half hour in. I'm going to get my third shot in. Give me a second here.
So let's see. I don't know. I'm thinking back to the old days of England when you can't shoot a deer if your family's starving because they belong to the king. This is reminding me of.
Yeah, we fought two revolutions over that, didn't we?
Yes.
One in 1776 and one in 1812. Just saying.
So I want to say, though, we do have problems. Europe has its own problems. United States has its own problems. I'm sure Canada has its own problems, too. Like, is this happening globally? Is this happening by countries, different standards? I know we have a problem in the United States with certain rich people buying up lots of farmland, which
we're going to get to that. Absolutely. Yeah. Jesse Guajardo says, Troy, my mother always removes the toy from the chocolate egg before. Removed. Past tense, before I ate the chocolate. Jesse, did you grow up outside the United States? I got to be honest with you. I don't know if you are in the United States or outside the United States. Yeah, let's face it. I get a little U.S. centric. I just kind of assume that everybody, but that's not true. Not all of my audience is in the United States, so I do try to.
You have a global audience, dude.
I know. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? I'll tell you what, with the way things are in the world right now, I'm probably not going to ever make it to the UK or to Australia or any of the other countries that I'd like to visit. But I have a great deal of love and respect for those countries. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So Jesse is Texas all his life. Did you get a hold of a Kinder Egg at some point? Those are illegal in the United States. They're contraband.
It's like Romulan ale.
Yeah, that's right. Strictly for medicinal purposes.
Yeah.
I actually have Romulan ale. One night I will probably have some on if anyone wants to buy me a drink and request that I drink Romulan ale, you'll see the bottle. You'll see me drinking.
It could be a Star Trek 4 rewatch night, maybe. It's the one I'll never do on Birdman because he hates the soundtrack.
Star Trek 4? No, Star Trek
Voyage Home. What Star Trek 6 and Star Trek 2 had Romulan ale in it.
That's right. And then, of course, there was Star Trek. Which one was it where Riker got married? Was that First Contact?
No, that was Nemesis.
Oh, God. Ugh.
Nemesis
but that was a great scene with Worf talking about that's the little bottle. This is the bottle that we got at the Star Trek experience.
Look at that.
Yeah, this tastes terrible because it's actually a Pilsner. It is not an ale, and
No, it's a very, very, very watered down beer.
that's the problem. They wanted ale, but they didn't want, well, ale would be like dark brown, right? So they had to go with something that was a little bit watered down. So they went with a Pilsner so they can color it, blue. And I ordered one when we were in Las Vegas. Actually, do I have one of those bottles up? The ones from Star Trek Wines?
Oh, the blue bottle?
Yeah. Show me.
This one?
No, that's one that I made.
No, it's not.
Oh, no, yeah, that's it.
So it's like, you did not make this one.
No. This is why I bought it specifically for the bottle. Although I will break this open and taste it if anyone wants to buy me a drink. This is from Star Trek Wines. Again, not a sponsored stream. I believe this is actually a blue tinted vodka. So it's not really an ale, but
looks more like the one from the movie, though. I'll say that.
it does. This is the exact, they reproduced. I had been wanting to get one of the decanters that was seen in the movie, but it is hard to get. Very, very expensive. And then when I saw Star Trek Wines put out this replica bottle, it's not exactly perfect, but it's damn close enough.
And this one.
Yeah, thank you. This one is
Look at the tag on the top. It's Ferengi, I think.
No. This is Cardassian Canar, which you can actually get in Star Trek Online. There's actually an adventure in Star Trek Online where you have to get this and give it to an ambassador.
I just like the bottle.
Yes, this bottle, another one, very hard to find. I had actually had somebody make me the labels. But then Star Trek Wines put out this bottle, and I was like, it's a replica of the bottle they use. And I'm like, damn, this is perfect. This is pretty awesome. So yeah, anyone wants to buy me a drink, links up at the top if you want to see me get drunk on some Star Trek drinks. I have thought about actually doing a video, kind of doing a little review and taste test or something. Maybe I will. We'll see. But let me get back to where we were. Mr. Worldwide. Thank you, Nate.
Well, then you have the darker one. Here, I'll bring them both.
Yeah, there's those of you that are Star Trek fans will know that.
So here's the one that I gave
Romulan
you.
Ale.
That's the original one I gave you. Here's the other one I gave you that's darker.
I will do separate videos about these, but there's two different. There's a very dark, almost purple, and there's a lighter one. One is vodka, and I forget what the other one is. And
the color is cobalt, dear.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It's bromothymol blue. Those of you that remember your grade school chemistry know what bromothymol blue is. I used to love that stuff. You blow into it, blow through a straw, and it would change colors. But because it reacts with carbon dioxide, science. But yeah, I fully intend to do a video about doing a taste test of the two different Romulan ales. Maybe I'll put it up on my Carton the Klingon Cleric channel. Gosh, when I'm drunk, it's so easy to get me off topic. Let me keep moving along.
You don't have to be drunk for that, dear.
Well, that's true. She's referring to last night's Thursday things.
Are you planning on sharing the mic with me, or am I going to continue to
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. There you go.
That's better. Can y'all hear me better?
Yeah, let's get a mic check. Everybody tell us if you can hear both me and Netter.
Well, you can always hear you.
Yeah, you can have the mic halfway across the room. You'd still hear me. Fun fact, not all of them came with toy. Some of them came with those water sticker tattoos. Yeah, you know what? That tells me that Kinder Surprise was exactly the same concept as Cracker Jack. So tell me, why does Kinder Surprise get ganked by the government, but Cracker Jack gets a free pass? I don't know. Screw me. I don't know. Real quick, let me get back to my notes. Haggis imports to the United States were prohibited in 1971, the year I was born, as part of a ban on the consumption of livestock lungs. Okay.
Interesting.
Authentic versions of old school haggis remain culinary contraband in the United States, as hard to lay your hands on as Cuban cigars. Although, haven't they lifted the restrictions on Cuban cigars? I don't know.
I don't know.
Actually, it's. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of curious now. I'd like to try a Cuban cigar. Actually, it's not just sheep lungs that are banned in the United States. American regulations forbids the eating of any lungs from any livestock. This stricture stems from side effects caused by slaughtering of these animals. This is what they say. This is their argument. Namely, that fluid from other parts of the body, like the stomach acids, ends up trapped in the lungs due to acid reflux-like reactions. Livestock lungs, it should be noted, also have a larger percentage of microorganisms and environmental toxins than other organs. To all of that, I say, fuck you. I can cook the bacteria out of that shit. Okay? And people have been doing it for centuries. Seriously. You go to Scotland, you can eat lungs, no problem. You come to the United States, oh no, we can't let you eat lungs because that would be bad for you. Really? We can buy tobacco, but we can't eat lungs in our haggis.
To be fair, they don't make tobacco as easy to buy as they used to.
And then there's foie gras. You're not allowed to have beef liver anymore.
That's right. I remember that. Anthony Bourdain was not happy about that.
It's like
this is the land of the free? Really?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if I want to eat dirt and tree bark, that's my choice, my decision. Don't tell me what I can and cannot have.
Look, we live in a society where we talk all the time about bodily autonomy. My body, my choice. Don't even bring that up if I can't have whatever foods I want, right? Up until the 20th century, there were few federal laws regulating the contents and sale of domestically produced food and pharmaceuticals, with one exception being the short-lived Vaccine Act of 1813. In the latter part of the 19th century, the Division of Chemistry of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which itself derived from the Copyright and Patent Clause, hold on to that one, we'll talk about that in a minute, began conducting research into the adulteration and misbranding of foods and drugs on the American market. The Biologics Control Act, of 1902 was put in place after the diphtheria antitoxin derived from tetanus-contaminated serum caused the death of 13 children in St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, I'm real glad we have the government in charge of this crap. Upton Sinclair wrote The Jungle and released it in 1905, leading to public sentiment and a general trend for increased federal regulation in matters pertinent to public safety. If you've ever read The Jungle, you kind of understand it, but I digress. I'll get back to that point. In June 1906, the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906, also known as the I'm sorry, I edited that out. Yeah, they credit whoever the hell put it together. Was signed into law. The act prohibited, under penalty of seizure of goods, the interstate transfer of foods that had been adulterated, in quotes. The act applied similar penalties to the interstate marketing of adulterated drugs, in which the standard of strength, quality, or purity of the active ingredient was not either stated clearly on the label or listed in the United States pharmacopoeia of the National Formulary. The responsibility for examining food and drugs for such adulterations and misbrandings was given to the USDA Bureau of Chemistry, which used these new regulatory powers to pursue an aggressive campaign against manufacturers of foods with chemical additives. But the Chemistry Bureau's authority was soon checked by judicial decision, which narrowly defined the Bureau's powers and set high standards for proof of fraudulent intent. In 1927, the Bureau of Chemistry's regulatory powers were reorganized under the new USDA body, the Food, Drug, and Insecticide Administration, later shortened to the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. My whole point in sharing all of that with you is to point out that the USDA is, yes, a regulatory agency. What do they regulate? They regulate fucking labeling. Look at your foods. Fuck, even this bottle of water Netter gave me because she's afraid I'm going to get too drunk has things like an expiration date on it, ingredients. These are all legally mandated. No shit, 100% water. I'm shocked. I had no friggin'
shocked,
idea
I tell you.
Water was 100% water. But no, be that as it may. Yeah, there's actually an expiration date on water. Really, seriously. Look, if your expiration date on your water runs out, don't fucking throw it out. If you're concerned, maybe boil it before you drink it, but it hasn't gone fucking bad. This is how bureaucrats think. And these are the ones that are in charge of your food and what you can and can't eat. So now we come to,
What about pasteurization?
Well, pasteurization, right? Okay, let's talk a little bit about Do you know about pasteurization? Do you want to share? I'm going to have my fourth shot.
I know is when I was watching the movie...
Lady V, you're missing it. I'm probably going to be drunker on this stream than I've been in months because of you. I hope you catch up on this stream. Go ahead, Boomer.
Anyway, when I was watching that Steven Spielberg movie, Munich, with Eric Bana, I do remember there was a scene where his French friend, was on the phone with him and said he's going to send him a package of sausage and cheese, and he said it's proper French cheese, not that awful pasteurized cheese you have over there, which removes all the flavor. That's what he said.
Yeah. I will say one thing. All of my friends outside the United States will laugh at the concept of American cheese. But let me tell you something about American cheese. Do you know what American cheese is? Do you know what American cheese is, Boomer?
It's yellow or orange or something like that. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Netter already knows this, so that's why I'm not posing the question, or she watched the same YouTube video I did.
He makes me.
Yes, I force her to learn. Really, all it is cheddar cheese with a higher milk content. And the way it is able to have a higher milk content is there are certain salts, certain chemicals, if you will, that are added as binding agents to make that milk bind to the cheddar, so that you have this. Well, you know what the the consistency of American cheese is. It's softer. It melts smooth. You ever tried melting cheddar cheese? It gets gloppy.
Right. That's why Velveeta would always say ours doesn't.
Forget that Velveeta shit. Velveeta was the next step after American cheese. They used the same emulsifiers to combine 3 different kinds of cheese with milk. And my understanding, I was too young to know about this, but Velveeta, when it was first released, was really yummy. But it is not the same as it was. It is adulterated, despite what the FDA is supposed to be preventing, right? And this is where we start getting into some of that government corruption, right? You're supposed to prevent, this adulteration of our foods, and yet you allow things like, the adulteration of cheeses. Look, margarine. Do you know about margarine?
I know that as William Shatner was really advertising it in the 70s. He was pushing it.
I can't believe it's not butter.
It was supposed to be healthier than butter, right? That's what they said.
Yeah, that's what they said. Okay. So
made during World War II, I believe, because butter was scarce, so that was a substitute during World War II.
Exactly right.
Soldiers
Exactly
got butter.
right.
Yes.
So they say, "Oh, this is healthier than butter." The real reason, we're rationing butter and we're sending it out to the troops. We got to come up with a substitute. So fuck you all. That's really what it was. So margarine is, and guys, do your own research. I don't have any references for you right now, but margarine is a trans fat. It was the first trans fat. It takes oil, which is at room temperature liquid, right? You know how oil works, right? And they hydrogenate it. They add a hydrogen atom through chemistry to make it solid. And what that does is it creates a solid that looks like butter. It's called margarine, right? And your body, when you consume this, looks at it and goes, "What the fuck is this shit? This isn't a fat like butter. This isn't an oil like vegetable oil. This is fucking plastic." Really? So your body takes it and treats it like a fat, puts it into your fat cells, but it has no way of burning it off.
Oh.
So what ends up happening is you get fat. Shocker. So you have, and you need to pay attention to, this is the one thing that the FDA does that, it's supposed to do. It's a labeling agency. So you have the ability in the United States to look at all your ingredients, right? Even foods from outside the United States that are brought in have to be labeled to comply with the FDA, telling you what's in it. So what you're looking for is anything that's hydrogenated, okay? Hydrogenated foods, your body doesn't know what to do with it. And it makes it, well, honestly, most countries have outlawed hydrogenated foods. Here you can still buy fucking margarine. Don't know why. You kind of wonder why the Western world has an obesity problem. This is just one of the reasons that our governments have decided this is okay. I don't know.
It's not okay.
I have seen, and again, do your own research, but I have heard that you can take margarine, tubs of it, put it out in your garage, let it sit all summer. The flies won't touch it. The bacteria won't touch it. At the end of the summer, it's the same as it was before. It's a fucking waxy plastic, and you can take it and slather it on your bagel if you want to. I wouldn't, but you could.
You know what else the flies wouldn't touch? When I was watching a special, I think it was another Bourdain special when he was visiting Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, I guess he was in an old Twinkie factory, and there was still Twinkie stuff inside the pipes that they would use to fill up the Twinkie treats with. And they said the dogs would eat it, but the flies wouldn't touch it.
It's interesting because dogs, and nothing against dogs.
Dogs eat poop.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I love dogs. I'm a dog person. If it comes down to it, if I had to choose dog or cat, I'm a doggo. But dogs are dumb when it comes to food, and it's evolution. It's evolution. They will eat anything. They really will.
Yeah, I mean, there's a story that I read where a fellow had left a chocolate cake sitting on the counter with, for some stupid reason, the knife stabbed into it, and had to dash out real quick for something. Came back, the cake was gone, so was the knife. The dog had scarfed down the entire thing. He had to take him to the vet. And the vet was surprised that this knife was still in a big piece of cake in the dog's stomach.
No big surprise.
And it was a serrated knife, too, so that would have been doing a lot of damage.
Knife, bad for you. Don't swallow a knife. But for a dog, chocolate, also poisonous.
Yeah.
The alkalis in chocolate are bad for dogs. But dogs are wired to eat anything. They'll eat anything.
Like toddlers.
Like toddlers and pigs. Pigs are also like that. Yeah, that's worth keeping in mind. Lady V Elements, if you do see this, your buy a drink did say shots. Number 5. Deleted scenes. Chances are you're going to see Lady V before we do. Make sure you point her towards this stream because
when she gave her very generous donation, her comment was, shots. So he's doing shots.
I started, minimum was 3. I'm at 5. I'm going to be friggin' blotto by the end of the stream, let me tell you.
Yeah, we got an appointment in the morning, so you can't get too blotto.
Well, that's true. I'm going to bed right after this, no doubt about it.
So I don't know though. I don't want to get us off track, but I know you were showing the thing with the bugs earlier. I noticed that they're not trying to steer us toward plant-based proteins because I'm thinking, well, they don't want us eating meat. You think the logical thing they want us steering us toward plant-based proteins, but that's not bugs.
Let me tell you something, my friend.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of friends that have tried the whole vegan, vegetarian concept, and they eat a lot of beans, they eat a lot of tofu and all that
sort of stuff, right.
Those are very incomplete proteins. You
Right.
don't get all the proteins that you need, and they usually end up sick. That is the problem. Look, Mother Nature knew what it was doing when it brought us up. We got these pointy teeth. Those are the incisors, right?
Yes.
Those are the canines. I'm sorry.
Canines.
These are the incisors, and these are the molars, right? The reason we have all 3 of those is for biting, tearing, and chewing, because we are meant to eat everything. We are omnivores. We are meant to eat green leafy vegetables. We are meant to eat fruits and all the other kinds of vegetables. And we are meant to eat meat.
Sometimes all at once.
Yes. That is Mother Nature. That is science. And this whole idea that, I can't eat animals because I can't eat anything that's got a face. Whatever. Snowflake bullshit. Fuck you. Really, there are no protein substitutes in the plant world. You will have an incomplete diet and you will be unhealthy. That's just the way it is. I'm sorry. That's science.
I'm sorry, I'm a carnivore. I need my meat.
This is one of the reasons I love her so much. She is a bacanophile. That's not a word, but I created it. Bacanophile.
So there'll be BLTs tomorrow, probably.
I
don't need the healthy crap that goes along with that.
Fuck, she doesn't even need the lettuce and tomato. She just needs the fucking bacon. If I make a pound of bacon and put it out, between layers of paper towel, just to absorb the fat, she'll just keep taking and eating until it's gone. And I'm like, what happened to the bacon? Oh, I don't know. I ate it all. Okay.
We also have bacon spam, which is amazing and makes a great hash.
Spam isn't a bad thing. Definitely check it out, but
bacon spam specifically,
well,
it's really good.
What makes the flavor of bacon is the artificial smoke. I like
Don't ruin it for me.
No. There's nothing wrong with it. It's good. It's in bacon. It's in bacon spam. It's in anything bacon flavored. Absolutely.
It smells like bacon. It tastes like bacon. Don't you ruin it for me. I'll hurt you.
Okay. Stop it. You're making me hungry.
Anyway, well, let's
there's
make
a
you
lot
not
of
hungry.
cooking oils, margarine, and very bad for diabetics. Yes, absolutely. I wish Continuum Chronicles was here. He would definitely appreciate it. Troy, the U.S. military wasn't the only military we had to feed. We help me out here. I'm getting real blurry here.
Yeah, what's up? What are you reading?
We to help feed the Allies' forces.
We had to feed the Allied force. We had it's a misspell, but we had to help feed the Allied forces.
Oh, okay.
After the war, we had to help countries that were affected by the war. Right?
No, you're absolutely right. And Netter loves spam. If you're interested in spam, check it out.
Bacon spam.
Okay,
not the other stuff.
She loves bacon spam, but there are many different kinds of spam. Hawaii loves spam. That's
if
absolutely
you like spicy, they actually have a jalapeno spam.
So this is probably where I want to point. Lady V, you have screwed me for this stream. I am screwed up. I really am. It's my own fault, but I'm still going to blame you, Lady V.
So,
what was I saying?
Food autonomy.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just go.
Can you raise your own chickens? Is that still legal?
Yeah. Let me share my screen here. Present. No.
Can we get a chicken? We can have fresh eggs.
Well, here we go. Let me explain what the Amos Miller case is about. Okay, so let's get into Amos Miller, right? After a court conference, the Pennsylvania agriculture claims all food is illegal as illicit drugs, unless it was made by the government approved facility and they can destroy it at will.
Wow.
So, guys, everything I'm sharing here right now, those tabs that you see right there, they're all linked below in the description. Go check it out. So, for example, this court brief, you can check it out yourself. Yeah. What he said is absolutely right. Robert Barnes and vivabarneslaw.locals.com may be worth checking out. It's where I get a lot of my news and law information. Totally worth it. What he's basically talking about is Amos Miller, who is an Amish farmer in Pennsylvania, is being persecuted by the state regulatory commission because he has, and he's following the law, right? He has created a co-op where if you pay whatever fee, you can join his co-op and you can buy from him raw milk, his meats, his honey, all the things he makes, not makes, that he, cultivates on his farm. You know what? At this point, let me talk about the concept of organic foods, right?
Sure.
Organic foods, you go to the store.
Yeah, they got this whole section in Publix, organic foods.
And it's more expensive, right?
Yeah, because it's made naturally, more naturally, right? No.
What is the legal definition of organic? Do you know?
It came from the earth. I don't know.
No. There is no fucking legal explanation for what organic is. Organic is yeah, we didn't spray pesticides on it. That's really all it is. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They call it organic and they sell it to you and you pay $3 more for it. Fuck you. That's what organic is. Seriously. When Amos Miller, an Amish farmer who follows the traditions of his Amish upbringing, sells these foods, they're what you think organic is, right? They don't use artificial pesticides. They don't use these artificial methods that, modern science has created. He does it the traditional, old-fashioned, natural way. When you buy organic in your store, let me tell you how these farmers do it. This line of corn, we're going to spray pesticides on. But the next line, we're not going to spray pesticides on. You don't think they get fucking pesticides from the stuff that's right adjacent to them? They fucking do. Absolutely, without a doubt. There is no legal definition of what organic fucking means. So literally, when you go to the store and buy organic, you're just paying a fucking $3 extra fee to feel better about what you're buying. Congratulations.
Well,
there's a reason that people go to Amish farms and local farm, what do they call them? The where they have the setup. I'm starting to sound like fucking Biden because I'm drunk.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Now, this whole thing came about because this guy allowed people to buy into a co-op. If he was just doing this within his community, would the government have gotten involved, or is it because outsiders?
Yes, it's all the fucking Pennsylvania government. That's the problem.
Right. This is like
someone
going to an Indian reservation and maybe buying some cigarettes. The next stream? Yeah.
Do you see Robert Kennedy sharing here?
Yeah.
Are we heading towards a society where every activity is forbidden unless you have government license for it? Not on my watch.
He's got my vote.
Well, keep in mind, yes, he's running for president. I am just drunk enough to share with you my politics. I will be voting for Trump. But my second choice would be Robert Kennedy. His running independently, we may end up with a third party in the future. I don't know. We'll see. But no, he gets it. And further, he goes on to say, let's stand with Amos Miller and the Amish for food freedom. The government is trying to criminalize all food production outside of approved government processing facilities. This is the final stage of a long war by big agriculture. Food processors and this government puppets to destroy family farms and wholesome food production. Thank you, Amos Miller, for standing up for our health and our liberty to grow healthy food. Let me tell you something about Amos Miller and the Amish. The Amish, because of their beliefs, don't really believe in conflict. They are pacifists.
Right.
So this whole idea of going to court and fighting, very foreign to them. This idea that the Pennsylvania government would be opposed to what they're doing, they can't even conceptualize that. These are innocent people doing things the old-fashioned way. There are people in their co-op that pay a premium price to buy their milk and their cheese and their kefir and their meats because they're completely unadulterated. Despite what the FDA is supposed to protect us from, that's bullshit. The Amish are the ones really doing it because of their traditions. So what happens is, what a co-op is a bunch of people saying, I will pay this premium price so that I own a percentage of the cow. I own a percentage of the pig. Technically, I own a part of those things. And I can then, provide financial support for the farm and thereby receive the fruits of that labor, right? They're entering into a partnership with Amos Miller and everyone he employs as owners of that fruit of that labor. And the government says, oh, no. You can't do that. You can't raise a cow, milk that cow, and drink the milk of that cow unless you pasteurize it because we ordain it by fiat. You must pasteurize it before you drink it. And most people that are part of that co-op with the Amish are saying, fuck you. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can go outside and eat grass out of my lawn if I want to. And the government is saying, no, you can put nothing in your bodies unless we deem it appropriate because we are the government.
Like school lunches you can put in your bodies.
Well, but that's the thing about school lunches. You can choose to buy them or you can choose not to.
I choose not to. I'm sorry.
It's the choice. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I got those school lunches too all my life. I have some fond memories and I have some fucking
unpleasant memories.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
We'll talk about it another time. Maybe that'll be good old days. Maybe that'll be good old days this Sunday. We'll do school lunches. There you go.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
There we
that's
go.
got to come up one day. Nate points out the obesity in America increased 25% when margarine was introduced to the market. And honestly, Nate, margarine isn't the only thing. Aged Boomer, while I refill my drink, which I got to find the bottle.
Yes.
You want to talk about high fructose corn syrup?
Oh, man. It's funny. I was watching a TV special.
Anyone keeping track? Is this number 6?
I don't know. Let me see.
Lady V, where are you?
Anyway, high fructose.
I don't feel stocked tonight.
I definitely don't. I'm fucking getting blitzed because of Virgie's.
Anyway.
I'll stalk you.
Go ahead, Boomer.
High fructose corn syrup. It was funny because I was watching some news special on it, and this reporter and another guy, they were going to the grocery store, and their aim was to get the ingredients to bring home to make a pecan pie, without any high fructose corn syrup, and it was difficult because even things you think wouldn't have it in it was in it. They finally managed to find what they needed, but it was very difficult just because they wanted to make a pecan pie with no high fructose corn syrup in it. It's in everything. I mean, it's great when you go to a restaurant and get a Mexican Coke because it has sugar in it and not.
Let me tell you something else. High fructose corn syrup and corn syrup, believe it or not, 2 completely different things.
Oh, okay.
High fructose corn syrup is modified. It is adulterated, despite what the FDA is supposed to prevent. Whereas corn syrup is actually just a direct derivative of corn. It's sugar directly derived from corn. That in and of itself is a problem. The difference between corn syrup and cane sugar, 2 completely different things. But that's actually a topic for another time. Lester San Jose, thank you so much for being here. Sorry I tried to summon Lady V, but using the Beetlejuice method. That's right, because... here it is. Lady V, where are you? He's saying. Deleted scenes. Make sure you let Lady V know that I got blitzed on stream because of her and she wasn't even here. All right, I'm off to bed. Matanui, I don't blame you, but
good night, Troy. Oh wait,
yeah, I know exactly. Thank you so much for being here, Matanui. You're awesome. Spam was created by the United States Marines. Yeah. What is spam? People don't even realize. Spam is literally spiced ham. It is a ham product. It is chopped up. It is ground up ham that is stuck into a can. There's really nothing in and of itself wrong with it. It's convenient. It is good. It is good military food. It is good survival food. Netter loves the hell out of it. Hawaii loves the hell out of it. There's really nothing wrong with it. I've seen videos on YouTube for making your own version of Spam. Spam is one of those one of those foods that it's mostly just chopped ham, salt, some other assorted spices, and it's canned. There's nothing wrong with canned foods. Canned foods are pure foods, usually, that are preserved. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. I get the canned tuna.
Wow, Jesse, that's tomatoes, sours with cheese and Spam. You know, I wish I had queued up the Monty Python spam. Oh gosh, I love Spam too, and bacon. Also, a good thing to have on hand for emergencies. Absolutely true. Salted meats. We've been doing it for centuries. There's a reason for it. DJ Ronnie G. Oh, my friend, look, if you are the type who is in any way interested in astronomy, check out DJ Ronnie G's channel. He is Ronnie, help me out here. Amateur astronomer? I'm not 100% certain. But he does all these great streams where he's looking at the position of stars and it's awesome. It takes me back to my Boy Scout days. Definitely worth checking out his channel. Please subscribe. Better yet, a breakfast sandwich made of toasted bread, cheese, eggs, and Spam. Dude, I do that all the time. I'm getting fat doing that. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Go back to our stream from last week about getting healthy, losing weight. Be careful. I prefer inorganic foods. It's funny. Help me out. Am I on 5? I think I'm on 6 here. Is this 6?
I think so.
Okay.
So corn syrup, though. What do you think of corn syrup? High fructose corn syrup. I guess we're stuck with it because it's in so much stuff, right?
It really is. Do you know that they use corn syrup and sugar and high fructose corn syrup as a preservative? So I mentioned about a month ago, I had made some simple syrup with strawberries. Basically, it's a strawberry syrup. And really all it is it's supposed to be equal quantities by weight of strawberries and white sugar. Pour them into a container, let them sit in the refrigerator overnight or whatever, and it will draw all the juice out of those strawberries. Okay? Then you strain out the solids, use them for whatever you want to use them for, a compote or whatever. They're really good on pancakes, let me tell you. That juice that's left over, you can boil it up if you want to, put it into a jar. It will keep for fucking ever.
Really?
It will keep forever. That sugar, believe it or not, kills all the bacteria. Sugar is used as a preservative. So when you're getting all these extra calories from sugar, it's because they want to stabilize it, keep it on the shelves as long as possible, maximize their fucking profit. That's what it's all about. Inorganic foods never decompose. It's funny because margarine does not decompose.
Neither do the Walmart ice cream sandwiches. They don't melt, according to somebody in the chat. I'm sorry.
Did I read this one to you guys already? Let's Stand with Amos Miller and the Amish for Food Freedom. The government is trying to criminalize all food production outside of approved government processing facilities. This is the final stage of a long war by big agriculture. Food processors and their government puppets to destroy family farms and wholesale food production. Thank you, Amos, for standing up for our health and our liberty to grow healthy food. And real quick, I want to share, in his own words, the attorney for Amos Miller was in court on Thursday. This is what he had to say.
Here with Robert Barnes. Mr. Barnes, can you give us an update on what just happened inside the courthouse?
So we had a full hearing, and the government was unable to produce any evidence that any person in Pennsylvania or anywhere in the world has ever been harmed by any product of Amos Miller. That means they've had all these years to investigate. They've been able to cross-check every pathogen that exists known to man. And at the end of it, what they come up with is that not a single consumer of his products has any complaint against him. You're talking about millions of products, thousands of Americans, and all of them uniformly, all the ones that testified, almost 400 people signed statements under penalty of perjury that they desperately need what Amos Miller provides for their health, for their family's health, for religious and politically expressive purposes, for things that are supposed to be protected under the Constitution. The only credible expert witness testified that she thought there was no risk of any harm from Amos Miller's products, and that in fact they were of critical benefit to people, not only those who testified, but to those who haven't yet had the joy of having products from Amos Miller's organic farm. We're going to figure out whether, are you as a farmer allowed to make your own food? Are you allowed, the state testified that they don't even think you're allowed to make food without their permission, eat food without their permission, purchase food without their permission. If they don't, you're not even allowed to do it on your own farm. In this case, they've been rationing food, telling Amos how much he can eat, how much he can feed his own family, how he can't even feed his own pigs. That's how insane it's got. It's got to the point the state of Pennsylvania thinks they should have a complete monopoly on all food everywhere. And if it's in your fridge, they can come in and take it, steal it, destroy it, because they didn't give you permission to eat it first. That's what this is about. And we're going to find out how much the court considers those issues and whether or not at least giving some relief to this punitive injunction that right now is crushing Amos Miller and is putting people at risk of real harm because they can't get the food they need from him.
Now, where did this end? The judge said the public needs to leave. What happened there after that? And has the judge reached the decision?
The judge was hopeful that the state would have some proposal of resolution, but they don't. The state has been clear all the way through. They demand that it's their way or the highway. That's it. And they said that they would never let Amos, if he accepts a raw milk permit, they will not let Amos make any yogurt, any kefir, any colostrum, any of the smoothies, any of the cream, any of the butter, all things that people testified to under penalty of perjury, some of whom traveled here long distances to get here to testify, who said they have to stay alive. So the state of Pennsylvania was unwilling to agree to anything. And so the judge said he hopes to issue a ruling tomorrow. We're hopeful that the judge takes into consideration everything he heard, but at least gives some relief from the stringent nature of the current injunction. But we'll find out. It might have to go to higher levels ultimately.
So if the judge grants injunction tomorrow, Amos is not allowed to sell any of his raw dairy products.
That's correct. If he continues the same injunction currently in place, it's one of the most punitive injunctions ever issued in the history of the country. And so right now, Amos Miller is not allowed to make raw milk products. He's not allowed to deliver them. He's not allowed to give them away. He's not allowed to feed his own family unless they give him advance permission. He's not allowed to feed his own pigs unless they give him advance permission. That's how strict this current injunction is. So hopefully the court at least modifies it so it's not as punitive as it currently is, but we'll find out.
Is it possible for the state to pursue action in criminal court, or is this the only avenue they have to try to shut Amos down?
Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture has never pursued this path ever. Historically, the path the legislature set out was you basically give somebody a ticket. It's called a summary offense. And then they escalate to a second summary offense. And if you keep committing offenses, then maybe it escalates to a misdemeanor some years. But all the court cases have consistently said you cannot prohibit someone from making food unless it is adulterated, unless it is dangerous to people, unless it is deceptive. They didn't. Today, the state had every opportunity, more than 2 months, really 20 years of spying on Amos Miller, to put on evidence that what was the worst evidence they had about Amos. and they had almost nothing. I mean, literally. I mean, they said there was E. coli. Their own test said there was no E. coli in any of Amos Miller's products. So maybe there's salmonella. Maybe there's something else. He came back negative for all of those. They found a small amount of unidentified listeria that was related to a different farmer's product simply being temporarily stored at Amos Miller's organic farm. We separated those out, and as the expert testimony said, the independent tests show that there was no pathogens of any kind in any of Amos Miller's product once independently tested. The state has been hiding this evidence from the world. The state has now twice lied to courts in telling courts one thing when the truth was something else. They knew they had test results in January 5th that before they went and asked for this injunction, but they hid that information from the court. They knew information when they got their search warrant based on withholding information from the court. And their excuse was they didn't look at that part of the file. If you dig into PDA's files, what you will find is the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture joking with other lawyers and personnel about putting Amos Miller in handcuffs and taking and foreclosing on his farm. That's who the PDA really is. We have food recalls every week, every day in this state. PDA does nothing about any of it. Instead, they want to run a small Amish farmer out of business who's never harmed anybody, who has the best safety record of any farmer in the country for the last 20 years. We have to ask, should the PDA even exist as an agency? It's time for the legislature to look at what's going on. The judge said maybe the legislature needs to get involved here, and they probably do. Now, hopefully the court takes into consideration the constitutional issues implicated in this case, which is the court's job, but the legislature does need to wake up. Why are we spending our taxpayer dollars harassing a small Amish farmer who makes food that people are begging to have, whose lives depend on it? Well, I mean, what is the idea of PDA's ideal way of food is like plane food. Dude, anybody in their right mind pick a meal from a plane over a meal from Amos Miller's table? Nobody would. Everybody would pick an Amish farmer over any of the crap PDA tells us is good. So there's a serious problems. This case highlights it. The only question is, do they make Amos Miller a martyr before the rest of us wake up and fix the problem?
Why is the PDA joking about making Amos Miller
fuck this.
Because
that's the mindset. The PDA, well, most of the PDA people either work for corporations now, will work for corporations now, or will be working for corporations down the road. They want. I mean, we have gone right here in Lancaster County, heart of dairy country. We're losing 20% of our farms, dairy farmers, right here in Lancaster County every decade.
Yeah.
Another 20% are going to be gone in another 10 years. This is while the PDA is in charge. While the PDA is in charge, dairy farms are in danger. While the PDA is in charge, your child's health is in danger. That's the reality. And what Amos Miller presents is people can get the benefit of an Amish lifestyle without even being Amish. And what do they get? They get to see what the Amish are. The Amish are healthier, happier, and live longer than the rest of us. And a big part of that is a lot better food than what the PDA wants. People want food the Amish way, the Amos Miller way, not the PDA way. That enrages them. That's why they want to bankrupt them. That's why they want to imprison them. That's why they're making jokes about it on their emails. They're not out to help Amos Miller. That's a big fat fraud, and it always has been. And they can't even try to pretend that. They said they were here to help protect the kids' health. Why didn't they tell the state that, in fact, their test cleared Amos Miller's product and there was no E. coli there? Why didn't they tell people that? Why have they hid that until this day in court? Because they're acting in bad faith. They are the greatest threat to public health in the state of Pennsylvania. Ain't an Amish farmer named Amos Miller. It's the agency known as the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you.
Real quick,
I used to think PDA was a good thing.
Yeah, no, I
the
get
place
it.
of okay. It's a joke. I'm sorry.
Robert Barnes is good people. Check out vivabarneslaw.locals.com. If there is anything that I ever say on my stream that is political, legal related, I probably got it from them. You could be a step ahead of me if you're following vivabarneslaw.locals.com.
No, you gotta say like he does. .local.com.
.locals.com. Yeah, he's good about that. But yeah, that's about the size of it. Look, there is nothing more natural, more organic, more traditional than the way the Amish do it. And the idea that these bureaucrats want to step in the middle of it and say, no, you can't do that, that's a problem. That is a huge problem. Guys, check out the links that I have down below. You can support America First Legal if you want to help out Amos Miller with his legal fight. Check out vivabarneslaw.locals.com if you want to stay up to date with this case and so many other things that are going on that some of the stuff I talk about, some of the stuff I don't. The whole all the Trump battles, all of the Fannie Willis bullshit. Yeah. vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Definitely worth it. But yeah. How many was that? 6 shots? I'm fucked up, man. I really am. And so I'm probably not going to be able to keep going in any kind of a logical, cogent kind of way, but there we are. I've given you everything you need to know what's going on. And guys, I recommend you reach out to your representatives, call them, tell them, look, I care about these things. These are important. When you go to the store and you see organic, all it is an extra $1 per item charge for nothing. Nothing, really. What is the definition of organic for your local grocery or for the government? There is no standardized definition for organic. It just means we don't specifically spray pesticides on these foods. But these foods are fucking grown in rows right next to the foods that get all the pesticides. You don't think your organic foods are getting artificial pesticides sprayed on them? If you think that, you're a fucking moron. Really, seriously. All you're doing is paying $1 more for nothing.
Organic Oreos.
Is that a thing?
Like knockoff organic Oreos.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Anyway, what did I want to mention to you, though? Do you remember Aquadots, though? Remember Aquadots came out and they had roofies in them and they were selling it to the kids and the FDA screwed up or somewhat over in the government? And that was
Reagan once said the most horrific word, and I'm paraphrasing because I'm too drunk to remember the actual quote, but the most horrific phrase is, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. That's the problem. These bureaucracies have decided what's best for society, not for you individually. That's the problem. So when they say, go get this shot, eat these foods, don't eat these foods, don't do these things, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about whatever government plan they've got. Whether it's based in real world reality science or not. They believe whatever the fuck they're told because they're morons. Look, if you want to debate me about the difference between democracy and a representative republic, fucking come at me. But personally, I want more say in my government, not less. I don't want to vote for a fucking moron who's going to decide for me what foods I'm going to eat, what I can and can't do. That's representative government. Democracy is you expect the majority of the public to educate themselves and say yes or no. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. And our founding fathers believed government's job was to keep their fucking hands off. For the most part, let people live their lives. Government's only job is to do the things for society that individuals can't do. And stop doing it when the individuals say so. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from this earth. Because if it does, time for another fucking revolution.
But aren't corporations people?
No, they are not. Despite what, okay, look, here's where I go anti-GOP.
That was Mitt Romney.
Anti-conservative,
That was Mitt
right?
Romney who said that.
The Mitt Romneys, the George Bushes of the world. Fuck all of you asshole statist bullshit pieces of shit. This whole idea that the government knows better, trust them, give up your rights to the government, to the three-letter agencies. By the way, actually, now that I think about it, this is probably the point where I should point out to anybody who's still watching. I'm seeing 9 people still here with me. I don't know how many people will watch in the future, how many people left and will come back. Just keep in mind, this stream might actually get fucking taken down.
You had 17 at one point, at least 17 thumbs up.
Right.
It's good.
It's very possible that this is the stream that gets my channel yeeted. I am on Rumble. Come check me out there because that's where I'll be if this channel gets fucking yeeted. Just saying. I love visiting Pennsylvania, Amish country. Everywhere you go to eat, it tastes like somebody's grandma's in the kitchen.
It's very good stuff. I've had
That is, dude, Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, the Amish, if they have a restaurant or they have a farmer's market or something, while you still can, go. You don't know good food. You don't know what it's like.
So I remember...
Yeah. Mark is saying, but it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good. Fuck the greater good. It's government of the people, by the people, and for the people. You look out for your own interests and your family's interests. That's what all of those rights in the Bill of Rights are for. To tell government, fuck you. Fuck you. My rights, you don't get to infringe on them.
So there was a lot of stuff going on in Europe too with the farmers recently, right? They were angry. They were like throwing manure on government buildings and stuff. Didn't I hear something about that?
Yeah, I didn't even get into all of that, right? Over in Germany, over in Spain, over in France, they're fucking protesting the way in Canada the truckers were.
I remember the truckers, yeah.
The way in the United States the truckers are down south, right? At the border, right?
Border, yeah.
Guys, where your food comes from, you respect those people, right? The farmers and the truckers. Those are the people on your side. They really, really are. Just saying. But I got through all of my... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. This is... I've got all the things I was going to share. I've shared. I've gotten off on my tangents. Guys, check the links below. I do have a link if you want to support America First, the legal fund that is supporting Amos Miller. Definitely check it out. I will share out probably tomorrow or Sunday on my community tab. I will share out a GoFundMe for Amos Miller himself. He is just trying to keep himself alive. Himself, his family, and all the people that work for him.
He's got to grow his food and whatnot.
Yeah. The government came in and decided, you don't have a license to sell unpasteurized milk. So we're going to take all of your milk, all of your meat, all of your honey, all of your crops. We're going to confiscate those. And we're going to sit on them until they go bad, and then they're going to be destroyed. You can't even feed them to your fucking pigs, let alone yourself and your family, let alone the people that have already paid for this stuff, who know what they're getting and have decided they want it. Just saying. Don't even get me started on the whole concept of honey and people that farm honey from honeybees, right?
Yeah.
Because you can buy raw honey that is made by honeybees, or you can buy the stuff that you get in the store that's actually flavored high fructose corn syrup. I shit you not.
You get flavored syrup now too in places.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Real maple
pay
syrup.
attention. If you're getting cheap maple syrup, you'll pay attention to that label. It says you'll see the first ingredient, high fructose fucking corn syrup. It'll say maple flavored syrup, as opposed to actual maple syrup, which costs 5 times as much because it comes from an actual maple tree sap. There's a reason that the West has an obesity problem. Look at me. I'm a fucking fat ass. Even after having lost all the weight I lost, I'm still a fucking fat ass. Because I'm eating all this food that the government says is okay, that the big corporation says is okay, but it's got all these fucking additives that are fucking killing me.
I hear the English laugh at our chocolate over here.
Yes. Oh my gosh. The chocolate you get from Switzerland and Britain and Germany. If you think Hershey's good chocolate, fuck, man, you have no idea. Dude, you can get actual cocoa beans and grind them yourself and make actual chocolate, and you'll be shocked. You will.
How good it is, yep.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. It's some scary times we're living in, that there's this outreach.
Smart ass. YouTube chat stream is blurry, just like seeing through the eyes of Troy Pacelli. Yeah.
I sometimes wonder, though. I'm worried we could be like, how many generations are we away from this, though? You know, like that's why you got to pay attention, right?
You know, I'm glad that Netter and I, yourself, aged boomer, some of us are at the age we are, because we're not going to see the worst of it. You young folks, I really weep for you. It's going to get bad. It really is. Things are getting bad. So Amos Miller, contribute if you can. VivaBarnesLaw.locals.com. Contribute if you can. That documentary that I played at the beginning, the trailer for, that's from the Epoch Times. That link is below. If you're interested in that, check it out. Stay informed, people. Look, the government doesn't have your best interests at heart. You better have your own self and family. Put them first. It's your responsibility. It really, really is. And that is all I had to say about all of this. Yes, Mark Melnikov has it right. Soylent Green. Right now they're trying to feed us bugs. Next they'll be feeding us people.
I'm telling you.
Don't be surprised if that's not a Monday night watch when I get my Monday night movies up and running.
Prophetic.
That made their own chocolate candies, and they were the best. Yeah. Look, if you, Netter and I, we talked on our various streams about the horrible experience we had with it's not Checkers. What is it? Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. They completely.
We went off on Steak and Shake, and I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to make you a garlic burger in the style of Steak and Shake. And I made this thing for her. to the best of my knowledge, using real butter, using real garlic, real beef, right? Brioche buns, even put, fresh bacon on it.
Ooh.
And I was like,
aioli?
And raw onion. And I was like, this doesn't taste the same. Netter, what did you say about that?
I said it was yum, and it didn't taste the same because it actually had meat on it instead of that thin paper slice
She
of what
said
they
it
were
was
calling
actually
meat.
better.
Yeah.
She said
I don't know
better.
what happened
It
to
was,
steak.
it was yum.
Well, they decided, you know what? We're going to go to all kiosks.
We're going to
people
cut
working.
corners.
As many robots as working for us as we can.
We went there last month, and
yeah,
we walked in because I was like, I haven't had it in a while. Let's go there. And it's just all kiosks. It's like, what the heck? And a bunch of tables were taken out. So we go up to the kiosk to order. And of course, the prices are a lot higher. It's like, what the heck? Because normally for the price we paid, we would have gotten not just our burgers and fries, but also a bowl of chili and at least one milkshake and a couple of sodas.
We stopped going to most fast food places just because it was so expensive. It wasn't that good anymore.
Yeah.
Jesse says, I miss Johnny Rocket's restaurant. We used to have one by us.
We still have one.
Oh, do we?
We still have one.
It sucks that they closed down in 2018. The one by you. Yeah. Netter says we still have one by us. But in fairness, we haven't gotten down that way in a long time. So we don't know if it's still there.
But at this particular Steak and Shake, Troy even asked the manager who's standing there looking all smug and everything, because there's a screen that came up asking to tip. He goes, what the frick are we tipping you for? We're doing all the work.
Yeah, exactly right. So, guys, that's pretty much the rant that I wanted to get out. Thank you for putting up with not only my rant, but my drunkenness. I was all over the place because I know I'm really fuzzy. But that's why you buy me drinks. Link at the top of the chat. If you want to, if you think that my streams are better when I've been drinking, by all means, make sure you buy me a drink. Of course, keep in mind, you have the opportunity to put a comment in when you buy it. So you could also buy Netter a drink, or you could buy Aged Boomer a drink, or you can request a song from the Troyster, or you can request a Troy, please, Troy, this stream don't sing. I am afraid of your singing. You can absolutely do that. That is fair.
No,
as
only
well.
Samuel Proctor complains.
It's true. It is true. Most of you guys are very encouraging. Samuel Proctor's like, fuck it, man. Don't
you can instead have Troy recite your favorite Walt Whitman poem, okay?
You know what? I am totally open to reciting poetry, and I'm don't expect me to do the William Shatner, Rocket Man burning up his fuse out here alone. No. I'm much better than that.
Shatner.
Yeah, I mean, I love Shatner. I didn't used to like him. He's grown on me. He and I are a little bit more simpatico. He's gotten more relaxed and just says what is on his mind, and I generally tend to like what's on his mind. But
you ever see the Devil's Reign with William Shatner?
That's not the one that he did in
Esperanto. No,
is it? Okay, yeah.
No,
I
it's
saw
not.
That one.
It's not
I was
that
like,
one.
oh my god, this is a piece of shit.
No, this was a different movie. This had William Shatner, and it's basically William Shatner versus the devil. Okay, and guess who plays the devil? Ernest Borgnine.
Oh, I like that. That's actually a good casting. I could dig that. I could totally dig that.
It's okay.
All you young people don't even know who Ernest Borgnine is. He used to be in everything back in the day.
He was in Marty. Remember, he was in Poseidon Adventure.
Poseidon Adventure is what I was thinking. That's the first one I go to. Absolutely. So anyway, let's start wrapping this up. Boomer, you are my designated driver. You might actually have to close out this stream.
That's okay. Well, we want to talk about what's going on this week. So tomorrow night, I believe it'll be on. Is tomorrow Netter's Network or Big Al?
Netters, yes. We will be watching Daredevil over on Retro
So,
Cinema.
although I do have the DVD right here, I'm going to have to go to the high seas because, unfortunately, this is full screen. And if I'm going to present it, I'm going to present it
Widescreen, the way the director intended.
Well, the way it was filmed. I don't want anything fucking cut off. Right?
It could have been shot both ways. Sometimes they do that too, you know.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Anyway,
but, yeah, it'll be
or if you're Zack Snyder, you'll reshoot Justice League in full frame.
Because nobody has TVs like that anymore, for crying out loud. If you need to know specifically, I am planning on it being the theatrical release because I was told that was better than the director's cut. So that is my plan. We'll see what I actually end up with. Of course, the Cosme link will be provided on Netter's network so you can watch along with us, whatever version we watch.
And I want to bring up what's going to be on Deleted Scenes channel. Earlier that day, before at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I guess 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, he'll be doing with Jedi Bill the top 10 best movies of 2023.
There you
That's
go.
Weird. What? Yeah, and so he's going to do that.
Well, that's a special stream. You don't usually see an
special one. Yes, special one.
Saturday from Deleted Scenes. Like he doesn't do enough streams, but he's doing one on Saturday. Make sure you check that out.
And then on
wait, before you go on to Sunday, I do want to again say while we're going through our week, also make sure you're all subscribed to each other. You know, I'm seeing DJ Ronnie G hanging out with us tonight. Disney Sheepherder, Lady Mist, Jesse Guajardo. Make sure you are subscribed to everyone you see in the chat. Together we grow. The links for all the Blue Wrenches, everybody who's on the Waitstaff, Netter of Netter's Network, who is my bouncer and my wife. Just, full, disclosure. Aged Boomer.
In case you didn't realize that I'm his wife, since we're constantly mentioning that, we've been married 31 years.
31 years, yeah. Aged Boomer, who is one of my dearest friends, who is my my sidekick every week on this channel, who invites me every week to Geeky Geezers. Make sure you're subscribed to him as well.
Yes, we do good stuff.
Absolutely. We're going places, not individually, as a team. So definitely make sure you're subscribed to everyone. So Sunday, what's going on, Agent Boomer?
Okay, so Deleted Scenes will be having his Western Cinema Presents with the movie's going to be it's going to be McClintock, which I assume is a I think you mentioned, was it a public domain film, so you'll be able to watch along with him.
I was actually surprised by that. That's pretty exciting. Disney Sheepherders asked, did you get that Patreon account yet? Last call Netter, help me out with that. You might have to do the research on this whole Patreon thing, but
right.
if Disney Sheepherder is suggesting it, and I have had a couple people in my chats
Patreon?
say you should get a Patreon going. Maybe I will. I am over 1,000 subscribers, but I have about 800 watch hours that I need to get before I get monetized on the friggin' YouTube. So
go back and watch previous streams.
Yeah, don't ever be shy about if you miss me on Friday, watch me on Saturday and Sunday. Whatever. Hit that like button, drop the comments. All these YouTubers talking about how that helps. It's really fucking true. It really, really does.
Yeah, I'm only halfway there on my watch hours. I need about 1,500 more.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Agent Boomer. Where were you at?
Well, then in lieu of Unscripted, he's going to be doing his worst movies of 2023 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Will the Marvels be on there? Deleted Scenes? I wonder. I guess we'll find out. And then at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Geeky Geezers, where we're going to be talking about some
a lot of gaming
shakeups in the gaming industry recently. A lot of layoffs.
A lot of consternation about licensing too.
licensing, stuff like that. Also, some other news and Omen prequel they're working on.
Oh, God.
Being hosted by an actress that doesn't know what she's talking about, but
Guys,
we'll
talk about these. Look, anything coming out right now, cross your fingers that there's anything good about it, or if it's mired in the ESG bullshit.
I'm done. I'm thinking this Omen is going to be another one of these.
This is why I need to get my Monday stream going, because I need to do like rewatches of the original
classics, like the Omen or the Omen 2. Great little sequel, I thought.
Actually, I consider the Omen to be a trilogy. All three movies go really well together.
All right.
The fourth movie was a made-for-TV movie.
Okay, yes.
Not really quite so good, but
it's not good.
Faye Grant, I kind of liked it for her, but that was the only good thing about that.
It's dumb. Listen. I would have forgiven the Omen 3 had the story continued on from there with Sam Neill as the adult Damien.
Right. You are
going
right.
Forth. You have to have a world war starting to happen in this. Like it's going to be.
There could have been a whole fucking trilogy
Yes.
based on the Sam Neill Damien. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I thought they sold it short.
Yep.
I don't think they get the whole idea in the Bible, the end of the world. It's the end of the world. Bad stuff's going to happen. It's going to be felt by everybody. You're not going to be able to,
Mark is going to need to start putting out some content now. Mark, you need to take up what I started with the Klingon cleric, because I've already gotten hit twice by Paramount. Be a little bit more careful than I was. Yeah.
Anyway. But then after Geeky Geezers, though, we're going to have deleted scenes will be on the other side of midnight.
The weekend, absolutely.
Yeah, so you can catch that 5 after midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
And that'll bring us. You doing anything Monday?
I'm not yet.
Okay.
Hopefully this weekend, my goal,
okay,
putting this out there so you can all hold me accountable. Hopefully tomorrow I'm going to get my intro done for my Monday night at the movies. Last call's Monday night at the movies. So that not this Monday, but maybe future Mondays, I will start doing some movie rewatches that you can join me for. And my goal is for them to be movies. Whereas Netter goes by, our alphabetical order, what we have on our shelf.
He's going to be all higgly-piggly about it.
Well, not really. I do have a different plan. My plan is going to
start with disease. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, Netter and I will meet in the middle, right? No. My goal is to talk about whatever's topical. So maybe right now I'm considering my first movie, maybe, thinking this through, the fan edit of the David Lynch Dune. Just because Dune 2 is out and whatnot, might inspire some discussion, or maybe something else. Who knows?
I was thinking you could start with disease. You could do Zardoz as your first movie.
No, that's probably never ever going to happen on my channel. Look for that on
Big Al
Presents.
Big
exactly.
Al, if he hasn't done it already.
If he hasn't done it already, he will. I'm sure.
Oh, Zardoz.
Oh, geez. So that gets us through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, a deleted scene live from Sparkwood and 21. The mystery of who killed Laura Palmer is done.
Yeah, that means
that
Twin
story
Peaks is done, right?
That story comes to an end, but there is a whole lot more going on in the sleepy town of Twin Peaks.
New shoes.
New shoes.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. We didn't even get anything on that.
Well, we know they found the shoes he had recobbled. They were within the heel of one of those shoes was a micro cassette that implicates Ben Horn.
That's what they had before SD cards.
Yes.
Okay, that'd be the modern.
You're right. Exactly. So definitely tune in so you can watch along with us. We will provide the Cosme link, and we will provide the commentary to help get you caught up and answer your questions, because believe me, with David Lynch, there's going to be a lot of questions. So that's Tuesday.
So
Thursday.
Yep.
Thursday. Netter of Netters Network.
Thursday, on Thursday Things, we will be having special guest, Bosco Scenario.
Wow. Wow, now I'm excited. The way Netter says it with that voice. Oh my gosh. I'm all over this Bosco. Let me tell you. But yeah. So make sure, again, all the links down below. Make sure you subscribe to Netter's Network, Agent Boomer, Deleted Scenes, Lady Mist, all of the staff members with the blue wrenches. Make sure you're subscribed, and to each other, make sure you're subscribed, because together we grow. Rising tide raises all ships. Thursday, also after Netter's Network, over on Deleted Scenes, he'll tell you what he's got going on throughout the weekend. He is a very busy YouTuber. So sometimes it's best to just tune in on Thursday, find out what he's got going, because he's got a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. So that's Thursday. Friday, next Friday. Well, you're here already, so hopefully you're subscribed. If you hadn't, hit that subscribe button below, turn it from red to gray, and hit that notification bell so that you know when I go live next week. Because next week I have a very special guest. I was on his Rumble channel earlier in the week, and he will be guesting with us next week. That's Rancor Steve from Manorama on Rumble. We're going to be doing a man-centric stream. And Netter's going to be very valuable next week, because she's going to be the token woman on the stream, keeping.
I'm always the token woman.
Well, true, but we normally don't have a male-female topic, and this time we absolutely are. We're going to be talking about masculinity. We're going to be talking about the roles of men and women. I know this is incredibly controversial. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, Boomer, and all of you in the chat, but there are differences between men and women. I know that in this day and age, we're not supposed to acknowledge that, but there are differences. And personally, I like those differences.
Yeah, you know,
men
are toxic. That's the difference.
I really, really like. Well, if I'm toxic, well, fuck y'all, because Netter doesn't think I'm toxic.
Okay,
and I'm happy with that. So there you go. So that's next Friday. So that is the weekend review. Boomer, have I missed anything? You are my designated driver.
We got
you have to help me get
There's
through
gonna be
this
next
thing.
week's gonna be that last call, right? Did you already do that?
Yeah, no, right. I was talking about the man stream.
Right, gotcha. Okay, so there we go.
So that's next week. So we're good.
All right, so I'm excited. Yeah. So okay,
next week I have another drink in the queue, because one of y'all was kind enough to buy me a drink, and I'll have a song for you next week. So if you like my singing, tune in from the beginning. If you don't like my singing, maybe tune in like 15 minutes after you get the announcement that I've gone live. Just saying.
Sounds like a plan.
Boomer, have I missed anything? Anything you wanted to say before we close out the stream?
No, this was I think we got everything. And like I said, I'll catch y'all on my channel on Sunday, Geeky Geezers, but tune into the other channels as well. So there we go.
Absolutely. And I hope that, especially on this stream, which if I was a monetized channel, I would probably be demonetized. You would probably get a little commentary from YouTube across the bottom, putting some shit in context that they disagree with or whatever. But I hope you learned something tonight. This was meant to be an educational stream. And Netter, any last words, and you want to close us out?
Yeah. Now, of course, Troy already touched on this, but please make sure that you are subbed to all the members of the panel, as well as everyone in the chat. And if you think you're subbed, please go back and double check, because YouTube sucks and likes to take those subs away from us, just because, well, YouTube.
Yes.
And with that said, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it is so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat. Except for Lady B, who decided to be absent tonight.
And JPRPH1. I hope you're here next week. You need to be here next week, JPRPH1.
And you're dropping comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're hanging out in the same room. You know, passing the chips, the pretzels, drinking some sodas or whatever, and having a great time. Just chat amongst ourselves. And you know, you guys aren't just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere and you chose to be here. And that is so encouraging. I love seeing you guys every week, you know, encouraging us, encouraging each other in the chat. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us, encouraging all of us. We'll definitely see you next time.
Absolutely.
Good night, and God bless.
You guys are awesome. It's getting to the point where there's so many of you throughout the night. I just can't keep up. I know Deleted Scenes likes to go through and thank everyone who was here. It's hard to keep up with you guys. I got the usual suspects, and I appreciate every single one of you. DJ Ronnie G, I don't see you all the time, but I appreciate that you hung out as long as you did. All of you guys that made it to the end, you guys are just awesome. It's like I tell Netter about feeding the squirrels in the morning. You keep feeding those little fuckers, they'll keep coming back. You guys keep feeding me, I'll keep coming back. Although it's not food, it's, alcohol. So, was it 6 shots tonight, Boomer?
I think so.
Holy, I am fucked up, guys. And I still have about a quarter of a bottle here. I'm not going to drink it tonight, but maybe if I ever have another spicy night, it'll be a fireball night. So, guys, I want to thank you so much. Even when I get into a topic like this that I'm fired up about, that I'm pissed off about, it's still good. It's still good. And it's because of you guys. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I really, really hope to see you on the next one. Take care, everyone.
Night.
Night.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir.
Hit it, sweetheart.